Yeah, so this is the hind quarter. And so, all right. And so basically, there's a layer of fat that I'm going to cut all off, and then I'm going to break it down into smaller pieces. And so that way I could cook it and do what I want with it later. But yeah, I mean, to cook all of this would take all day to cook if I were to cook it all at once. But you don't cook all of this at once because there's so many different cuts of meat in here. I need to learn all the names of it, but so this process, I've learned this over the years. But basically, I've learned by like watching videos, but I also learned like from friends and people who've taught me in the past. And so I don't know what to call all the parts, but I know how to like feel for it. And so I'll cut through and you'll start seeing me kind of go through it. And I just kind of feel for it and I'll take it apart as I go. But there's this layer of like this membrane here that I start to cut away at first. This this will kind of help me start separating it. No, it's so this has been sitting out since Saturday. No, so we cut it off the deer on Sunday, and so this has been like in like refrigeration type of temperature to age it since Sunday night. And so no, it doesn't. It just smells like meat. And so it's basically the process of like letting it sit out in like a refrigeration type of temperature is called aging. And it's what they do to like high-end beef. They age it. So here you'll see, like here I'm going to start cutting this little membrane off. And then I'll start to actually like get into like where I could start dividing it up. So once I kind of get into here. Yeah, kind of. But you'll see I'm going to get like the cuts of meat off of this. So this meat here, you can actually like cut it up to use it for like stew, or my friend likes to cook it up as steaks, but you can also like roast it in the oven. So you see here, this part here, this thing I'm cutting off here, this like starts to expose like a certain cut of meat here. You see that? And so all I gotta do is separate the membrane that holds it together. Like, I guess it's called like the sinew and stuff. But yeah, and then the meat, the texture is like very different from one to the other. So here you see it's like there's no fat on the actual meat itself. So you see all that? And then here, this has a different texture altogether. You see it's like more like grains going through it and stuff. And so when you cook it, it's kind of a different type of texture for cooking. But yeah. So favorite part of the deer would be the tenderloins and the backstrap. I like the backstrap more because there's a lot more there to work with and do stuff with. And you can just, yes, on the back, it's kind of like runs right along the spine. And these two long muscles that you can pull off the deer. I've already done those, so if not, I would show you next time. But no, this is good because this knife is kind of small and I can kind of maneuver it pretty easy. But you see, look, I'm starting to cut away this piece right here. I think you call this like the ball roast or something like that. I used to do it all off the deer, like the deer was hanging, and I would cut all the meat off of it like that. But then my friend taught me how to do it like this. And this, you can really get in and really like kind of take it all apart. And then there's certain things that you do when you cut into it, like this. You go into and take out like the lymphatic system, like lymph nodes and stuff like that. And that stuff you definitely don't want to eat. You want to throw that stuff away. You don't want to grind it up and put it in your sausage or stuff like that. But because it's not good stuff. It's like all, you know, like your body is like filtering stuff out, and it does it through the lymph nodes, lymphatic system, and the same with the deer. So here, it's cold. Like I could feel how cold it is. So it's been actually holding the temperature pretty good. So you see how it's cutting away? Yeah. Yeah. The ribs have some meat in it, but it's usually like got a lot of this stuff on it. This stuff here. I don't know if you can see, but that sinew and stuff is hard to deal with, and so we just left it. It could make it gamey. It depends how you cook it. Alright, so this stuff here. So it depends. So when you talk about cooking this stuff, really just depends how you want to cook it. There's different ways to cook it, and the different cuts require different types of like methods for cooking. But yeah, seasoning, I mean anything really. Yeah, so sometimes, depending on like the deer's diet, they could be, they can have a strong flavor to them. But usually if you age it, that usually takes a lot of that out. All right, so there's a cut of meat here. My hands are frozen. This stuff is really cold. Oops, too tight. So there's a cut right in here. I learned about this when I was watching this one guy do this stuff. He calls it a hidden tenderloin, and so it's got a really nice like texture, really tender cut of meat. And usually when you cut into it like this, you can actually get it. And this is like great for grilling and stuff like that. And so you'll see it now because I'm getting to it here now. Should probably cut this off here, but I'll get to that here. So I need a bigger cutting board. Good thing I cleaned the table. All right, so here, this thing right in here, call this a hidden tenderloin. And basically it's like a really like prime cut of meat, kind of like filet mignon type of deal. Yeah, so it's consistent with like that, but it's not that actual cut, but it's really nice. So this part here, yeah, come on buddy, give me the yeah, oh yeah, mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is good stuff right here. All right, there's that. Yep. nice cut of meat, and that thing is cold. Woo! So like there's a fine line between keeping it like refrigerated and keeping it at the temperature to age it. At this point, you know, I don't have a big walk-in refrigerator, so I can't do anything about that. And so I just kind of make what I got. All right, here's that lymphatic system here. You see all this stuff here? This isn't stuff you want to put in when you cook. You want to cut all this stuff off. Yeah, you can hear my neighbors. Oh, I don't know about that, but normally that's a form of communication. That's how he talks. No, I don't think I'd be too keen on that. Okay, so this stuff here, all of this stuff, I want to cut this off because this is not stuff I want to eat. All right, now, a couple of friends actually. So you know, it's been like a long process of learning and stuff. No, I'm not gonna eat the liver. No. Toss that one. That one stayed in the woods. It actually, the arrow went through part of it, so it's going to be a negative on that one. Okay. So now, kind of got it pieced out a little bit. I'm going to start to take it apart more. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Alright, so here, I'm going to start trimming the fat off of it. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So here's a big cut of meat here. Oh, gotta take off this fat. Whoa, kid, whoa. So yeah, so check that out. I've got to cut the fat off of that. I'll cut the fat off of that, and then I'll show you what it looks like with, you know. Yeah, that's not really a steak. That would be something I would roast. Yeah, like put it in the pan and roast it in the oven, or you could put it like in a crock pot and cook it that way also. Yep. All right, here's another piece. This would be for roasting. Cut this piece off here. That's always the thing. When you clean the deer, you always want to try to get as much of the hair. Like you don't want to get it in contact with the meat because you don't want to be cleaning that stuff off. You want the meat to be pretty clean. Hair. Yeah, you don't want to get hair all over it. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because I can get everywhere pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you're cutting the deer and skinning it, taking the hide off of it, the rule of thumb is you always want to cut from the inside of it. Once you get into it and you're peeling off the hide, you don't want to use your knife on the outside of the deer where the hair is and stuff. You just want to cut from the inside. Don't you know? Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to cut this stuff off here. This nasty stuff. Forgot somebody had a name for it. What's that? Oh yeah, he was huge. So yeah, when I shot that big buck, the amount of meat that I got, I won't say it was, you know, it was pretty significant, significantly more, because all of his body was bigger. You know, he weighed a lot more. I'd say I had the meat from him for a while. Yeah, for quite some time. Okay, so here, you see this here? So yeah, I want to cut this all off. Here we go. Yep, so this stuff here. Bye-bye. 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 Alright, and now, cut this. Yeah, I like doing this actually. It's kind of a cool thing in the sense of like, I know where my food is coming from. I know what I mean. It's a wild animal, so I mean I know in terms of, you know, there's no like artificial stuff other than whatever, yeah, other than what he ate. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's two things here. So this piece here I need to get off. This is a lot. I don't know. I had them for a while, but yeah, I mean, I was feeding more people before, so I wasn't really keeping track of it. And then on top of that, I had deer that I'd shot also from that season, so it wasn't just yeah. I had two other ones that I had shot. I hope for a few months if I take care of it right. If I divide it up correctly too, you know, like I'm gonna have to like. I'm gonna cut it up to fit it in the freezer. I'm gonna cut it up smaller and then vacuum seal most of it. And then I have some that I'm gonna cook up later that I had like kind of cut up a little bit. Yeah, that's a thigh bone. Oh yeah. 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 Oh yeah. It's good. Alright, so this is junk. So like there's some meat that, you know, when I go through this and I cut it, I'll have to throw away because, you know, it's not gonna be easy to get to and stuff. Or it's gonna, you know, be a lot of work to clean it off and stuff. But most of this stuff I'll be able to get. Okay, so this has a hair in it. But but yeah, so that's easy to take care of later. All right, so here's another cut of meat, and I'm gonna clean that further. I'm gonna do more there for that one. And then there's another cut right here. Okay, and this guy here. I'll have to... The organs. I think, like, some people talk about the heart, eating the organs and stuff. And I heard, like, it's really, like, a tender piece of meat. But I haven't eaten any of that stuff. I've eaten like chicken hearts, I think. And those are pretty good. And let's see, what else have I eaten? Just chicken hearts. All right, next, this thing here. I'm gonna get it all off the bone. There's a couple of ways to do it. I remember the way they did it when it was on the deer. That would be to cut right here. Hey. Hey. Hi. What's going on there? Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, I was gonna show you here. This is the bone right here. That's the thigh bone. Femur. No, not with, maybe with a hammer, but I'm not gonna do. No, no. Yeah, no, it's a thick bone. Here, I'll show you. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna keep it. Sure, you can have it. Whoa, kid, whoa. Yeah, it is a baby. It is not a baby dolphin. Mm-hmm. Boy. Oh boy, I'm butchering this one. Okay. That didn't come out too pretty, but there's that bone.